I've got everybody,
Good. You got Dan Cassell on there.
as far as I know.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. Okay, folks, please rise while the colors are posted and salute. Former Congressman Michael McNulty will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. Please remain standing for our opening prayer led by Ed Nestler.
Almighty God, you are the source of our life, strength, and purpose. In your presence alone we find health, hope, and life. Guide us during this hour of fellowship and reflection. Be grounded with the healing reminder of your love for all of those whose lives we touch this day. For it is your glory that we gather and offer our prayers. Amen.
Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Tim Forbes, the chairman of the Rensselaer County Honor Deceased Veteran Committee. We're gathered here this morning to honor a deceased Rensselaer County veteran for the month of August, and that veteran is Samuel J. Garzone, Jr. We're honored to have with us this morning his family, his wife Judy, his daughter Donna Snay, longtime friends Lynn and Kevin Luby, Michael and Sharon Garzone, a nephew, Michael LaFrierin, a retired co-worker, Jason Stamos, a good friend of the family, and we've got quite a few members of Crab Garrison Post 1954 in the audience. Due to other work commitments, they had numerous other family that wasn't able to be here. Thank you all for being here anyway. Also with us to help honor the Veteran of the Month is Rensselaer County Executive Stephen McLaughlin, Congressman Paul Tonko, representing Congressman Josh Riley Max Drinsky, former Congressman Michael McNulty, New York State Senator Jake Ashby, our county legislative chairwoman Kelly Hoffman, the vice chairman Robert Loveridge, Majority Leader, Chairman of Legislative Veterans Committee Kenneth Harrington, Minority Leader Mark Fleming, our Rensselaer County Sheriff Kyle Bergault, our Rensselaer County Court Judge Deborah Young, representing the Waterville Arsenal, our new Colonel Green is Mr. Matt Day. Also with us, legislators Dan Cassell, Mark Fleming, Gary Galuski, Ken Harrington, Kelly Hoffman, Robert Loveridge, and Carol Weaver. As we are all well aware, Memorial Day and Veterans Day are special days to remember veterans. This program was created to help us honor our veterans all year round. To us, here in Rensselaer County, every day is Veterans Day. The Rensselaer County Honor Deceased Veteran Program represents veterans organizations throughout the entire county. This includes members of the American Legion, the Disabled American Veterans, the Veterans of Lansingburg, the Military Order of Purple Heart, the Marine Corps League, the veterans of foreign wars, Korean War veterans, Tri-County Council Vietnam-era veterans, the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, Vietnam Veterans of America, AMVETS, Crab Garrison Post 1954, and our own Rensselaer County Veterans Service Agency. I will now ask Kelly Hoffman, the Rensselaer County Legislative Chairwoman, to come forward to tell us about our honored veteran of the month of August, Samuel J. Garzone, Jr.
Good morning, everybody. Today, it is our privilege and honor to celebrate the life and service of Samuel J. Garzone, Jr., a proud United States Navy veteran, devoted husband and father, dedicated community servant, and a man who never forgot the special bond that he shared for those who wore the nation's uniform. Known to many friends and family as Sam, and affectionately known as Sammy the Bull. I love that. Sam was born on January 11th, 1947 in Troy to Samuel and Myrtle Mosley Garzone. One of 6 children, he grew up in Griswold Heights and later on Humiston Ave with his brothers John and Michael and sisters Patricia, Roseanne, and Karen. Sam attended School 2, School 18 in Troy High School before answering the call to serve his country. He enlisted in the United States Navy Reserve and completed recruit training at the Naval Training Center, Great Lakes. On June 30th, 1966, Sam entered active duty and was assigned to the amphibious transport dock USS Raleigh, LPD-1, homeported at Naval Amphibious Base Little Creek in Norfolk, Virginia. Serving as yeoman, Sam advanced through the enlisted ranks before being honorably discharged from active duty on July 2nd, 1968. For his service, he was awarded the National Defense Service Medal. While his active duty service came to an end, Sam's commitment to his fellow veterans never did. That commitment was best expressed by the words he lived by, and I quote, "Once a veteran, always a veteran." On June 19th, 1971, Sam married the love of his life, Judith Stevens. Together, they shared 54 years of marriage and raised 3 children, Samuel III, Donna, and Stephen on Troy's east side. Sam spent 30 years with American Steel and Aluminum, working his way from warehouseman and delivery driver to warehouse supervisor, sales representative, and ultimately their sales manager. Later, Sam found a job that perfectly suited his personality and his love of golf. For more than 16 years, he worked at Freer Park Golf Course as a starter, ranger, and a cart attendant. For Sam, spending his days on the golf course, surrounded by his friends, could hardly be considered work. He loved golfing, being outdoors, wintering in Florida, traveling to Maine for deep sea fishing and whale watching, family cookouts, and cheering for the New York Yankees and the New York Giants. He also enjoyed catching up with his friends during happy hour at Bootleggers. This past June, Bootleggers hosted its second Buckets for Sam, an event in his memory and in recognition of his contributions to his community. Throughout his life, however, service remained the center of who he was. He served 3 terms as the commander of the North Greenbush American Legion Post 1489, was a life member of the Crab Garrison 1954, and belonged to the Disabled American Veterans. He was also a charter member and 4th degree Knight of Our Lady of Victory Knights of Columbus and a 50-year member of the Waterville Colony Elks. One place especially close to Sam's heart was the Captain John J. McKenna IV Military Courtesy Room at Albany International. Sam loved welcoming members of our armed forces as they traveled to and from duty. He was there with a handshake, a smile, words of encouragement, and a heartfelt thank you for their service. For Sam, honoring our veterans was not something reserved for Veterans Day or Memorial Day. It is a responsibility that he carried with him every day. One of his proudest moments as commander of the American Legion Post came when he helped secure and present a posthumous Purple Heart to the family of a close friend's father. Sam was determined that the veteran receive the recognition that he earned and that this sacrifice would never be forgotten. He also experienced firsthand the lasting bonds created through his military service. While wintering in Florida, he unexpectedly encountered two former Navy shipmates, one in Punta Gorda and another at Cape Coral. Nearly 50 years had passed without any contact, yet they immediately recognized each other. Sam treasured those reunions for the rest of his life. Another unforgettable moment came during a family vacation in Virginia Beach. Sam learned that his old ship, the USS Raleigh, was docked at Norfolk Naval Base and open to visitors. There was no question where you guys would be spending that day. When they boarded, Sam saluted the captain and asked permission to bring his family aboard. After learning that Sam had served 2 years on the Raleigh, the captain told him no tour guide was necessary. Feel free to take your family around and show them the ship yourself. For a proud Navy veteran returning to the ship on which he had served his country, it was a moment that Sam and his family, I'm sure, will never forget. Sadly, on June 3rd, 2025, Samuel J. Garzone Jr. passed away, leaving behind a remarkable legacy of service, friendship, leadership, and love. He is survived by his beloved wife, Judy, his children Samuel III, Donna, and Stephen, his cherished grandchildren Rachel, Ellie, and Maya, his sisters Karen and Patricia, and his brother Michael. He was predeceased by his parents Samuel Sr. and Myrtle, his brother John, and his sister Roseanne. Today, Sam rests among his fellow veterans at the Gerald B. H. Solomon Saratoga National Cemetery in Schuylerville, a fitting resting place for a man whose devotion to his fellow veterans remained constant throughout his life. Sam served his country honorably, his community faithfully, and his fellow veterans tirelessly. Above all, he loved his family very deeply. Today, on behalf of the Rensselaer County Legislature and the people of Rensselaer County, we proudly honor United States Navy veteran Samuel J. Garzone Jr. And as Sam often reminded us, once a veteran, always a veteran. May his service never be forgotten. May his family always know the gratitude of this community. And may Sam rest in eternal peace. Thank you to the Garzone family, friends, and those that are still in the audience who didn't want to come up front. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing us to recognize him. It's a privilege to remember such a remarkable man. Thank you very much. Say something? Kenny?
Yeah, I'm Kenny Harrington, Chairman of the Veterans Committee for the County Legislature. I would just like to remind the family that Sam's name will be placed on the 2026 plaque for our Hall of Heroes over there. Once that's completed at the end of 2026, early next year, we will have a small ceremony placing that plaque on the wall forever, I hope. So, thank you very much for allowing us to honor Sam today.
Thank you all. I'd like to backtrack and recognize Assemblyman Scott Bendet. I missed him when I was calling the roll. I will now ask Rensselaer County Executive Stephen McLaughlin to come forward.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here with all of our colleagues in government, federal, state, local, and members of the Crab Club. I've never seen this many members of the Crab Club without a bunch of beer being present, so that's an unusual thing. It's good to see everyone here to honor Sam. Sammy the Bull, I would see Sam every Thursday in the first tee at Freer Park, and you better hit a good tee shot because Sam was not above chirping at you if you didn't hit a good one. He'd let you know, but it was always good to see him there. Kelly did such a great job given Sam's bio there, which is not even all of it, I'm sure, but just a true Troy guy from the ground up, right, all the way up through Troy High, and then returning to Troy, Griswold Heights kid growing up, and then returned to Troy to raise a great family. But truly, Sam was a patriot. You could just feel that as you knew Sam, but also as you read this bio, he loved his country, loved the military, and just did a great job. So he was a great citizen here in the county and in the city of Troy, and he definitely missed. We miss him over at Freer Park. Just a good guy, and really you can't add much more to what Kelly said. That was a pretty extensive detailing of what he did, but I think the biggest legacy is always the family. So it's good to have everybody here and letting us honor Sam today. And then we'll go out front after and raise the flag in Sam's honor. And that Veterans Park is put there for a very specific reason, because we want to honor our veterans here every day. So we made sure to put a Veterans Park right in front of this building so everybody can see that as they drive by. And we fly those flags high and proud here in Rensselaer County. And thank you for letting us honor Sam today. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I'll now ask Congressman Paul Tonko and Max Drydinsky representing Josh Riley to come forward.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Okay, well, good morning, everyone. What a cherished opportunity to say thank you to those who have served us, and I thank the Rensselaer County Legislature, Steve and Kelly and the team, for the opportunity to offer my thanks during this honor a deceased veteran effort in Rensselaer County. Tim, thank you to you and the committee for the great work you do in singling out those who will be honored each and every month. We appreciate that work, and thank you to my predecessor, Congressman Mike McNulty, for having, set into working order this ceremonial effort. And it's over 3 decades in the workings, and I think it's so appropriate that we reflect upon those lives and their contributions so that we can remain a people that are free. To the family, Judy, thank you for allowing us to say and offer a humble thank you to your beloved Sammy the Bull. And Donna, Mike, great to honor your relative, your dad, and your uncle, and the many friends who have gathered here. Certainly, I think when you listen to the story, the life story of Sammy Garzone, it is very obvious that relationships and friendships meant a lot to him. To also understand that, as Kelly indicated, once a veteran, always a veteran. He really put that into working order with his many involvements with the DAV and the American Legion and the Crab Post 1954. Obviously, very important to him to not only join those efforts, but be a leader in that capacity, and to recognize his service on the USS Raleigh, knowing that he served during a period of our history where veterans weren't appreciated and oftentimes did not get hero welcomes. But he served and served boldly and bravely and undeniably patriotically because he made a great contribution, was recognized by medals for having done so. And to know that he continued that pursuit of connecting with veterans, be it presenting a Purple Heart to a grieving dad, or making certain that he cherished that relationship of 50 years later, running across comrades. So it says a lot about his personality and his drive in life and his passion to really connect with people. And to know that he came back to the States and offered himself in a very sound way to grow through the industry of American steel and aluminum. Also talks about his industriousness and his leadership quality also. So these are great opportunities, I believe, to have us measure our lives against those like the individuals we honor, and knowing that they never quit investing in community, always working through various organizations, honoring the veterans with whom he served or those he never met, but making certain they were important factors in our celebrating our freedom. So in accordance with the opportunity that we have in Washington to have a flag flown over our nation's capital, I, along with Congressman Josh Riley, asked that a flag be flown over our nation's capital in tribute, in memory, and honor of Samuel J. Garzone Jr., recognizing his commitment to this nation, his love of nation, love of veterans, love of the American lifestyle, and I'll present that to you now. But my humble thanks and prayer are that he rests comfortably in the arms of his Creator, and may he rest in peace.
Thank you, Paul. I'll now ask New York State Senator Jake Ashby to come forward.
Well, thank you, Tim. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with all of you this morning, and I want to thank Rensselaer County Executive Steve McLaughlin, the legislature, all of the veterans that are in the crowd and their families. It's great to see the Crab Club garrison here as well, and the Watervliet Arsenal representation, Judge Deborah Young, Sheriff Kyle Bergault also here with us, and of course Congressman McNulty, who started this wonderful tradition with his grandson joining him today, which is always, it's wonderful when we have children that are here to witness this tradition that we've set, and what a tradition of service we have to honor today. So thank you to the family for allowing us to honor Sam today. And his time in service, as was said earlier, it's not a popular time to serve. And I would imagine that he was pretty busy. I looked up briefly the USS Raleigh, and it was relatively a new ship. I think it had got on the water early 1960, and had made trips, was going down to Cuba during the missile crisis and was turned around, was sent to Guantanamo Bay, later Portugal, Norway, the Caribbean, Haiti, all during the 60s. It was a busy busy watercraft. So I imagine that he did a lot just in those short number of years during his service, and you could tell that it made an impact on him for the rest of his life. 30 years with American Steel and Aluminum, 50 plus years of marriage, creating a legacy and a tradition that I'm sure is all very close to your hearts. And that's not done without the belief and the love of this country and the love of family that he surely demonstrated each and every day. It's a privilege to recognize him. And when I heard about him being present at the room in the airport for McKenna, I went through there during my time of service, and it was always great to have Sam there. I'm sure that I encountered him during that time, and to see him giving the recognition, the connection that was not given to him or other veterans of that area is something that we all need to remember and embrace as well. So on behalf of the New York State Senate, I do have a proclamation here for him. Thank you so much for letting us honor him today.
Thank you, Jake. I will now ask New York State Assemblyman Scott Bendet to come forward.
I'm not quite the orator that the congressman is or some of the other people. And I think Kelly, when she talked about your dad, husband, and grandpa, that was, I mean, you could hear it in her voice. It was really moving. And when I think of Sammy the Bull, who I didn't know, I mean, I played golf at Freer Park before, and I'm not a veteran, so I didn't go through the McKenna place. But, you know, he's the kind of guy that's really indicative of Troy and of the capital region. And every month we honor people who have passed away, who served. And I think about it. I think about a guy from Troy going to Vietnam and how horrible that must have been. And for him to watch his friends go and for him to watch them come home. And I know he didn't go. So two of his brothers, yeah, so like kind of like Saving Private Ryan kind of thing there. And, but you know, like a lot of times people still have a lot of emotions about that. And I know that because I have friends who were in the same type of situation. And for him to commit to his community, and it's just one of those things that validates what we say from time to time here, that ordinary people just do extraordinary things. Being married for 54 years is pretty extraordinary, you know, and giving back to your community and then landing every guy's dream job in retirement. I mean, if you only knew. But I'm sorry John McDonald couldn't be here today, but on behalf of me and John McDonald, we also want to honor your dad and husband and grandpa and say thank you for letting us take a moment to remember all the people that served, and for him to be such an iconic person in that area is really a special time for all of us to be able to sit here and listen and to be a part of it and to actually celebrate somebody who did some amazing things. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott. I'll now ask Mr. Matt Day, representing Colonel Green, the commander of the Waterville Arsenal, to come forward.
Morning, my name is Matthew Day. I'm the Public Affairs Officer for Waterville Arsenal. Unfortunately, our commander, Colonel Green, couldn't be here today, but he asked that I come on his behalf to extend a sincere gratitude and appreciation to the family of Sam, as well as present a certificate of recognition signed by the commander in honor of his service, not only in uniform, but to the community, as well as a coin from the commander. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Jean Leparco from the Honor of Deceased Veteran Committee will present the committee plaque at this time. Will our committee members please rise? Thank you, Jean. Please stand for our closing prayer, led by Ed Nessler.
Day is done, dawn the sun, from the lake to dawn the sky. All is well. God of compassion, dignity, and strength, watch over our veteran and his family. Bless him, grant his family comfort and everlasting peace.
Retire the colors. And salute. Two. This concludes our honor event ceremony for this month. Thank you for coming to honor a deceased veteran of the month of August, Samuel J. Garzone, Jr. Please join us for our next honor of veteran ceremony scheduled for Monday, September 14th, in honor of John R. Campbell. Before we go our separate ways, we're going to take a few family photos, then we're going to reassemble out at the flagpole to raise the flag in Sam's honor. Thank you all.